right, there we are. Here, one of you guys got to pick up the old thing here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Ask a Painter Live. This is the 520th show in the history of Ask a Painter Live. It is technically the 10th year anniversary show for this thing. And I am here. I'm happy to be here with my two friends from Australia. So before we get into all the other stuff, we need some introductions, guys, for all these people out here.
Thanks, Nick. What an awesome opportunity. So my name's Travis, and I am from Adelaide, South Australia. It's about an hour's flight from Melbourne. We're here at the Dulux Accredited Conference, and it's been such an awesome opportunity.
It's great, man.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And hello, everybody. My name's George. I'm from Sydney, Australia, just an hour up the road.
Heard of it?
And we're all here at the Dulux Accredited Conference, and Nick Slavik continues to be a star. So he's great to have him.
I'm uneasy with compliments. Please just keep it to strict
He was
content.
great.
Yeah.
He's been great.
No,
He's
listen,
been great.
you guys, a lot of this, it made me very happy to see you guys. You guys are familiar faces, right? Like, we've known each other from online. You've been to the state. Like, it's all this. So when we came here and I get to see you people, it's like seeing all of my painter friends in the United States at these conferences. And you guys, you Aussies have been flying over, going to our conferences for years now. And we don't take it lightly that you guys make a multi-day effort to leave. It's so expensive to come here, and it makes us very appreciative of all the work that we're doing so that we can make something that's attractive to people like you guys, because you guys are substantial humans, you run great businesses, and it's just so awesome that we've made this big connection, and now we can repay and me take the pain and the effort of coming here and to do this stuff. So it's been awesome. So what do we need to know about, so Dulux is a paint company here in Australia, the big market share, everybody knows and loves them. What is the conference? What is the accredited painter thing? Most people will never understand or know what that is.
Yeah, so Dulux, once a year, they put on an annual conference, and it's all about networking. They'll have keynote speakers. It's a really good opportunity. So everyone comes from all across Australia. Each year's in a different destination. It's a really good opportunity. We learn heaps, we network, we get to meet all our peers, we get to talk about business.
Avatar of what we do in the States with anybody who has ever been to the Expo or one of our other events to come here, be like, oh yeah, I recognize this is awesome. It's exactly the sort of thing, camaraderie, high level thinking, the hallway conversations, the evening events, the big parties, and very good. It's
a really good reward, I think. We put in a lot of work, and it's a good way to say thank you to all of our members as well.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, this is a lot of work from Dulux to show appreciation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
George, tell us about the accredited painter program.
It's been running for 25 years, and this is actually the 25-year anniversary. So it's a little bit larger than it is usually. It usually runs for 2 days, but we've gone now 3 days.
Yeah.
So, and much more events. We've never had breakout rooms. So this year we've had breakout rooms as well. So, and that was today. So that was great. The credit program is very unique. It's the only one in this country, and I'm not sure if the US has got
it's unique around the world. There's, as far as I know, there's training paint companies, but no company accredits any painters or certifies painters, as far as I know.
Well, there's only 980 of us.
Members. Yeah.
So in all of Australia, there's 980 of us.
Painters that have been accredited through this program.
Yeah. So us, you can see the badges here, which are on our letterheads and on our vans. You'll only see 900 of us running around in Australia. So Dulux been a very powerful brand, and the number one paint company in the country. And I think the third most trusted brand in the country.
That's wild.
Third most. So we're aligned with something very, very powerful, and it's an honour. It's a privilege to be aligned. And there's a lot of people trying to become accredited, but again, we're a very exclusive group. So,
how do you get accredited?
That's a very good question. You know what? I'm going to throw it to Travi because I could say things that go for it, because you know how much might say this.
No. So generally we get nominated, and then we'll have one of the Dulux paint reps come out, and they come and have a look at our jobs. But it's not only our workmanship; it's also our businesses as well.
Yeah.
So it's most important. You're making sure we got all our insurances in line, work cover. employees. We run a really good business. So it's not just a reflection of our work, but...
And you don't just pay a membership fee and you get a sticker for your van
That's
or
right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to be a part of we're a part of a really good community.
Yeah, so and they judge the human as well, which again, it's again Americanism. They judge the human. So
yeah, it's very important.
Interesting. And can you get discredited?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You say you must. It sounds like you know people.
Yeah, we know people.
What would a painter have to do to get discredited through this program?
Okay, you don't want to.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so what Dulux does is if there's rumbling that a painter or a company is not doing the right thing from Dulux accredited standards, they don't. They try to help and provide assistance. Maybe he's lacking in his workmanship. Maybe he's in his communication.
Yep.
So they try to help him, which is a good thing. But if this continues on, they've got the right to just veto the membership. Now, most of them that I've heard, or the ones I know in Sydney, they go kicking and screaming. They really don't want to leave, and they work out.
It tells you how valuable the accreditation is. Yeah,
absolutely. But it's rare. It's pretty rare for that to happen, because when Dulux does hear some rumblings, they assist them. It's usually a very slight metric
infraction or something.
Yeah. Or it's maybe a disgruntled customer, which is just unreasonable. He's unreasonable, and that happens, and they know that happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but again, generally when you get in, it's you hold off for dear life, as I say.
Yeah.
Well, just this week we've had 6 of our members been within the program for 25 years, which is a massive, there's so much wealth of knowledge in that 25 years. So to us, they're the mentors, and we got so much to learn from them people.
That was pretty phenomenal. Seeing you guys recognize those people at that big dinner in that crazy old jail and stuff. It's like, oh my God, you're looking at collectively, and it's 25 years has just been as an accredited painter, because it was not you. The program started 25 years ago. One of the guys had 46 years in the industry, so it's not just that. I mean, when you take a look at that, there could be 250, 300 years of experience between those humans.
Absolutely,
That's a big thing. Yeah.
There's so much. And I guess another thing that's really important is we do it, and there's an alignment here with the PCA as well. We're trying to uplift the industry as a whole as well, and I can see the similarities between us and the PCA as well.
What's really interesting is that, in America, when somebody says, hey, a vendor is going to certify their painters, it's like, okay, here we go. You pay a fee, they give you a little half-day training, and then you get a certification that nobody cares about. It's not useful. What I've learned about the DAP program is that it is absolutely useful. When you guys talk about it, it is a very valuable thing. Homeowners actually recognize it because Dulux is such a recognized brand, so it kind of leverages some of that stuff. It's important among peers, and it's weird because it's not just this play of, I want these jackets, I want the sticker for the van. You guys are aligned with improving the industry, not just taking care of each other's own concerns like that. So that's something you don't see. When somebody gets certified by a company, it's typically, we have put you through training, you're barely competent, don't go forth and don't give us a bad name. But you guys have this whole other servant leadership thing that's exactly aligned with what the PCA does. You just happen to have this weird accreditation on. So you guys want to uplift the industry through the accredited painters and things like that. But I got the privilege to sit through your vision and strategy session the day prior to this conference. And I keep saying to people that these whiteboards are filled with ideas. They're filled with Post-it notes, all the same things that the PCA ideates about for vision and strategy too. So our two entities are 100% aligned with these things. Our mission is the same, and that's why we're such kindred spirits and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Given how far away we are, how long it takes to get here on a plane. But the similarities.
I know now.
Similarities.
The similarity is weird. You go to only the countries I have experience with. You go to Brazil, you go to the Emirates, and there's weirdness and there's differences on the edges, but at the end it's just all the same stuff. And it's just it almost it almost bums you out because you thought I'd come here and there'd be like some big revelation that you guys do something innovative. And it's like, no, we're all on that march. We're all doing amazing things to the industry. Things are changing, but it's tough, man. This isn't a quick change. There's not some secret society in painters in Germany that all of a sudden have revolutionized the industry and nobody found out about it. It's a slow, plodding. Our industry is hundreds and hundreds of years old, right?
Yep.
And not much has changed. The brush, the roller, well, the advent of the sprayer 50 years ago was a spray technology, but honestly, we still use a brush.
Yep.
And we apply coating, a liquid to something like that. So there's not a lot of innovation. It's a big, slow thing to move. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What is
sorry, a question for you.
Of course.
Has there been something that's like a highlight moment or something that stood out to you coming to Australia and then seeing what you've seen?
A couple things is I like to, given the time, I like to put myself into the city. And if you walk around long enough and look at the people and look at the buildings and see how people drive, look at the shops, see what kind of food is around, you can get a real good feel for a culture, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys are world travelers. You go to the States. If we drop you in Alabama versus Minnesota versus California versus Seattle, you will immediately know what kind of town this is, what the immigration patterns are, if it's a good business town or not, if it's a scary town or not. Same thing here. So I could not be more interested because there's not, if you go to Singapore, it's like the language, the people, you're just preparing yourself for all these disparate things. None of the cars are going to be the same. None of the food's going to be the same. We don't put that much thought into Australia because it's like, no, they're like the closest thing on the planet to us. Like we speak the same language. The cars look similar. I mean, you guys drive on the wrong side of the road. We can overlook that sort of thing. But like, I am looking for the weird little eccentricities, the things here. And that the moments have been like, the kindness of the humans, the thoughtfulness, just walking around the streets. And I ask as many people as I can, what is Australia known for? What is Melbourne known for? And honestly, they're kind of like easy living. Kind of like, it's good here. It's clean. It's safe. Yeah, we may pay a little in taxes, but there's places around the world where you pay a ton in taxes and your life is not improved. I look around and I'm like, there are some basic things that you guys have improved in people's lives with that tax money. You can complain about it just like we do. But honestly, I've never been to a place where I would feel comfortable just dropping my family in and be like, we have the same opportunities. I feel like I could replicate what I did in the States here, and likewise for you. So just the humans are phenomenal. I've been super impressed with Dulux and the accredited program and all the people in it. And I knew you guys were intentional. I didn't understand the rigor in which you guys operate. Like this is not a certification of a roller company where you go for a 1 hour online training and they send you a sticker. You guys, this is a lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a conversation about that as well, how like the difference between PCA is it's a third party governing body, whereas
nonprofit.
Whereas our program is actually run by a paint manufacturing company. But I guess, it has its differences, but
I've been really like racking my brain. Like obviously, my first impression as I sit into the strategy session, I learned a lot of things I didn't know. And I was immediately trying to figure out which one is better. Like, is it better to be a nonprofit or is it better to be a for-profit company with the leverage and all that stuff? And honestly, I keep going back and forth. Like I think there's an even amount of pros and cons, but in the end, I don't think the question is what's better. I think, can we accomplish the mission? And I think honestly, there's painting companies behind the PCA. There just happens to be more than one.
Yeah, that's right.
With you guys, it's just one. You know? So it's like, I don't know. When I look into the eyes of David Andrawis and his staff, I don't see some ruthless vendor trying to peddle their paint. I see somebody who genuinely gives a shit and would like this industry to change and would be disappointed if it didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just being of service. So that's like the number one rule we learn in sales is being of service. And, they'll sell paint as an outcome, but they're there to support us and our businesses and our families. And it's an amazing culture, really, and opportunity.
And they have, and they have, Nick. In terms of me being with the program, I can honestly say that it's not only improved me as a painter and as a business owner, but as a human as well. Just meeting this guy here. And the people that I meet, I come to these conferences and I see people once a year because they're from Northern Territory or WA. We might text, we might talk on the phone once or twice a year, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Not the same. Never.
So we catch up and it's like we saw each other yesterday. So that's why I like coming to the conference. But as as a Dulux group, and you mentioned that they're not a ruthless, it's not a ruthless environment. Well, they know if they improve us as business people, we're going to buy more leads.
That's a sustainable solution. Like showing up and try to peddle paint, you may sell a few more gallons here and there, but you're not affecting a steady, consistent, industry-wide change doing that. Like,
no, that's right.
This is the long play. And 25 years later, I bet you guys are damn glad that this thing got started 25 years ago. And another 10 years from now, it'll be the same thing. It's like, thank God we did all this stuff. Thank God we did the conference and that stuff. And we're having that same epiphany in the PCA because I was describing to you guys during that advisory group session of like, we've seen everything change with the advent of social media. We were just there to kind of help it along and be there to facilitate it and grab some of the goodness of it. And so I think it's the same thing here, which is I think we're all grateful that we're putting in these multi-decade, efforts, and it's going to live past us for sure.
Yeah, the legacy that they've put in, and the legacy that we're leaving behind us is for the next generation.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's the good thing about it. It's in the back. Make no mistake. It's in the back of my mind. I mean, me being a more senior, one of the I used to call it a veteran painter. It's in the back of my mind, legacy leaving. So yeah,
we're only talking about that today, about your son, taking over the business.
Absolutely,
we're talking about that, and you met Costa. He's only 24, and he's at the start of his career. And I was saying to Trav, I'm basically at the back end of my career, so it's time for me to think differently, shift my thinking, and this is part of it. Leaving a legacy here at accredited, because the person isn't accredited, the company is accredited, yeah. So when Costa takes over, well, he's accredited all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So
and that's an opportunity that we had because you asked me for my opinion about how, when Costa takes over the business, how that, you asked me for my opinion.
Yes.
Because it's just a different perspective of I'm a bit younger
trust.
And
absolutely.
So we can bounce ideas off and help each other.
And can I say, I haven't asked that particular conversation we had today about my 24-year-old son, and I haven't asked anyone. Travis was the first person I asked because I trust his view. You know what I mean? So, and that's all together combined with being a member of being a member of the credit or Dulux.
So what is it like to be a paint business owner in Australia?
You know what? You're going to get two different views here because we live in different cities. So I live in Sydney, and the only way I can compare Sydney is New York.
Sure.
Hustle, bustle, very quick, sort of dog in a way. Not as much as the States, but for Australia.
Sure.
Okay. People are nice. We do residential repaints, 80% residential repaint. So people are generally nice. People are generally open for ideas and the ideas we have. Is it a tough job? We all know it's a tough job.
Owning a business is tough no matter where you are.
even the actual work, it'll be the same. It's exactly the same in Australia and America. It's tough. I love the job, but I got introduced to it by my father at 16 years old, and it's like it's like I've never done anything else. I didn't want to do anything else. You know, it's funny how I felt at home, shot away behind the brush. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Sydney. I work in. And is it the same in Minnesota or in America? You can't work all of Sydney. It's got to be sort of a pocket of a suburb or a couple of suburbs. Yeah. So it's the same because of the traffic. You get established, and again, once you get established in an area, it's good. Like I said, I've got no issue. I've got no problem. You always get one of those clients.
Yeah.
One
people are people everywhere.
Yeah, I always say one every 15 jobs.
Yeah.
You get a client, but
that's about the right ratio.
Yeah.
Those people exist whether we paint their houses or not. So yeah.
Travi lives and works in South Australia, Adelaide. So what's your experience, Travi?
What's it like running a paint business here?
Something, a massive wake-up call that I had just recently was I always referred to myself as a painter. And I had this, I'm just a painter, and it's
we always put the just in there.
Right? Just a painter. So I remember going to my wife's business meetings and networking with her, and I'm just a painter. And I think programs like the PCA and Dulux Credit, and they really help you transform. So it's like a highlight moment, like a light bulb. Like one day I went from being a painter to a business owner, and as soon as you can mentally work, like it clicks, and it's an incredible. It's hard to describe, but it's two completely different things.
It is.
A painter and a business owner, that's chalk and cheese.
Yep.
And they're two different mindsets.
Chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese.
Two complete opposites. Chalk.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's Australia.
I wouldn't necessarily. Those are two different things, but black and white. Yes.
Black and white.
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk
I
and
like that. You guys say so many cute things. I have been twice now. I have been laughed at in my face for calling those winter hats stocking caps. There's endless laughter. Oh, what do you say? Say it again.
Bees.
You know, things like I just love that. So yeah.
But no, for me, my business. That was the biggest wake up call.
Yeah.
Like to be a business owner, and then like you think about things differently. You've got to become a leader, and you're in charge of people, and it's a whole different dynamic. So yeah,
it shifts you, and you think about it differently. It's not this, oh, now I'm a business owner. It's more of like, oh no, I have responsibility now. I need to change my priorities, things like that.
Yeah, the actual painting itself is pretty much the easiest part.
Yeah,
doesn't feel like that when you're a young business.
No,
but once you just solve the basic painting things, you're like, Jesus, why did I ever worry about that? You know, like, that's the only basic consistent thing that we have here. It's all the human stuff and things like that. So,
and just on that, something I want to share that I took away from the PCA and from Nick personally as well is you refer to people as humans, and that is massive. Yeah. It's a huge thing because we are all just people.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're human, and we're all the same. Like we're all in this together. So it's a really good.
I was in the afternoon class. I like saying the word human because it's just like you say human. Why don't you just say people? You know, it just jars people a little bit. I like saying that. Somebody in the afternoon class literally said, "Are you an alien? Why do you keep referring to all of us as humans?" It's like, because I want you to pay attention to that. If you just say people or guys and girls and all that other stuff, it's just colloquialism and we don't think about it. I really want to be intentional about the human side of this. We talk about the human side of this, the human side of our clients, and we sometimes forget that we think that it's a series of paint problems to solve or spreadsheet problems to solve. And my God, it's making a promise to a human, painting their house, making a promise to an employee to pay them if they do certain things, and making a promise to yourself and your family to follow through with your business plan. And it's all human crap.
It is.
Buying a brush, buying a roller, buying a can of paint is the dang easiest thing we do, man. So, yeah.
Can I back that up? I've been consuming Nick's content for a while now.
Let's not turn this into a string of
No.
I get very
No.
stuff.
But this is more me.
I appreciate you.
I started calling people and painters humans and good humans as well. How about 3 to 5 years? And what it's done, it's changed my mind, and it's changed the reaction that I have with my employees or my people, as I call them. You know what I mean? So, on top of that, this is something that has really happened. Yeah. So, so I'll second what Nick said, and I actually, when that question did come in, I thought, it's strange. Why would you ask more of the things? The two questions they asked about. Well, the first one was we know what the first one was, but the second one was about the people, and I found it really strange. But anyway.
Well, I once, so the same sort of thing happened years ago. My friend Jason Paris and I were at a conference, and he's the strangest human being on the planet, right? So he gets up there, and in his own weird spectrum-y way, my name is Jason Paris. I am a human male. That's how he introduced himself. And I was like, oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like, he starts off with, and he's not wrong. Like, he's like, this is information you should probably have. I am a human. I'm a male. I'm a father. I'm one of those things. It's just like, but it jarred the crowd. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. They paid attention to him a little more. So, is there a difference between running a business or painting here in Australia versus the United States?
I'm going to say no, but you've been to America, not me.
Yeah, I a bit of an eye-opener to me, and you and I briefly spoke about this, Nick. The trouble, we gauged, like, I looked at the PCA and I kind of thought that was all the painters across America.
Yeah.
The PCA is really the top 1%, or I'm not sure, 1%.
100%, yeah.
But what I gauged is they really start out as a business first and then grow the painting aspect.
Yep.
So what I took away is they'll have a management team, a marketing team, sales team. In Australia, we got a lot of labour shortage. It's so hard for us to get labour. So our ceiling for us is the labour component of the business.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like you guys establish a business first, and you have the opportunity to grow that quite substantially, because I don't think you guys have that labour issue as such.
I think there's still, like, we always talk about, the data and the feelings of all this, which is like, you're right, but statistically still 90+% of all businesses are not real businesses, but there is a higher proclivity as we go on. I see it with you guys. You guys are professionals. I've seen it in the PC. I'm still self-conscious that 90+% of all businesses aren't real businesses. Not a value judgment. They just aren't. But there's a hell of a lot more businesses than there were in the past, and people are getting savvy. It's not like, hey, what kind of newspaper ad do you put out to get leads? Now they have a strategy to build trust and show that they're present local contractors. Instead of just what colors do you use in your logo, now it's like we need to start thinking about what clients want. They want trust. How do we convey that into an ad? What's the psychological ramifications of that? And does that need to be a flyer or a meta ad or both? Or do you layer them on top for a different? So it's the level of sophistication in both of our countries is just getting, with the advent of social media, now artificial intelligence, it's just the rapid cycling and disbursement of information and good ideas is just going wild.
Yeah. So many opportunities out there as well.
So many opportunities.
Yeah.
And I feel like the things that I've learned about confirm or deny in Australia is wages seem to be much higher. Like when I say, like, the conversion is, there's a 30% difference in exchange rate, give or take, right?
Yep.
And you guys will help with that. You're world travelers. You understand how this works. But like, I start my apprentices off at $20 an hour, give or take. That's considered a fairly high wage for an unskilled person. You go to McDonald's, it's going to be 14, 15, 16. You go to a grocery store or a retail, you're only going to make $12 to $17. When you guys start off just a decent human being, no experience, what would that wage level be here?
What's an apprentice cost?
Apprentice level would be pretty similar, around $20. I reckon a base painter.
27.
Yeah,
That might
base
be
level.
Sydney wages.
And there is a bit of difference across the states
There will
as well.
be, yeah.
Very big difference.
Base level painter, $35 an hour.
And in US dollars, is that 30% higher or lower in US dollars? Which way does that go, the exchange rate?
Be higher, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So you would minus 30% of that. That would give you the equivalent US dollar.
Plus.
No, the other way.
Oh, you go the other
Plus.
way.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's more expensive. More expensive. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of us all have full-time employees. I think you guys have a lot of subcontractors in America.
Yeah, there is much more of it, but again, when most businesses are only a single human, there's not much, it's by default. But no, there is a much higher proclivity to subcontract work because of the available workforce, and the labor laws aren't as good with it.
Yeah.
So
We have a little bit more burden than probably the US.
and by burden, you're talking like all these phenomenal free hospitals and free colleges and these clean roads and stuff. That's burden. That's extra taxes that you
extra
pay.
taxes that we have to pay on top of the wage. So it's not in Sydney. It's not unusual to be paying someone $55-$60 an hour.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because in the States, the unions, and it's obviously not the equivalent because of the exchange rate, a union painter will make $47, $48, $49. And that's considered like, oh, Jesus, like, wow, nobody makes, a $50 an hour employee is $100,000 a year. That's nothing to like, for a manual labor, that's a lot of money. And versus an electrician where there's a life and safety issue, you got to be certified and, things like that. But it's pretty amazing for coloring houses to make $100,000 a year. Like, that's a pretty phenomenal wage. Yeah.
And I think another difference, us as business owners here, we pay the employees taxes and superannuation.
All of it or part of it?
All of it.
Okay. In the United States, generally it's 50-50. They throw in 50%, we throw in 50%. Generally. Yeah. So if they're taxed at 26%, it's 13 on us, and our burden is 25% of wages. So you hire somebody for 20, it costs us 25. So what do you believe your burden is here?
More than 25.
It must be higher than 25%,
right?
25. I think across the board, it's got to be in the 30s. Just to be safe. You spread it over. But like I said, we've got high in terms of workers' compensation as well.
There's a lot of social nets and systems for your people around here. Yeah.
And so you have superannuation.
Yeah, well, sort of. Like what I understand about superannuation is like it's some sort of pension or retirement.
Yes.
We have Social Security, but it's a not very well kept secret that they tell everybody my age and younger that shit ain't gonna be there for you.
Yeah.
Like you're paying into it, and we say it's gonna be there, but we can do the math.
Who knows?
It ain't. You're not gonna be getting much out of that one. So yeah.
Well, that is 12%.
What's that?
Just that.
Our superannuation is 12%.
Yeah.
So
that's what we pay on top.
That's what we pay on top of
the
that.
wage. You add 12%. That's what you pay into superannuation. Is there a certain age where you can start collecting that?
64, I think.
Okay.
64. Yeah.
Is it a livable wage?
George is pretty
Pretty
close.
much, yeah. If you start early, yes.
Okay.
If you start like,
is it based on the number of years you worked in pay, or does everybody get the same at the end?
no, how much you put in. So I guess they do it on the stock market. But if you start now at 18 and you've tied at 65, it'll be pretty much a livable wage.
Okay, so you accrue a different benefit based on how much you put in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, yeah.
Because I don't understand this. I'm not of the age, and I don't think I'm even going to get it, so I haven't paid much attention. But I feel like everybody pays different rates in, and when you turn a certain age, there is an X amount of dollars for you. Doesn't matter.
Just gotta hope for the best.
It just feels like,
Yeah.
and it's not like nobody's salivating over the amount of money either. So I'm kind of figured like I think I'm on my own.
Yeah.
You have that feeling like I think I'm on my own here. So
Yeah.
But is it good to be an Australian painter? Do you have envy of other locations, of other things that would make your life easier, or you have different opportunities? Or generally, is it what a lot of paint business owners or any business owners, like there's some pros, there's some cons, but I wouldn't trade a lot. I mean, but I'm not going to give it up. I can complain about the tax system in the U.S. I ain't moving.
No.
You know what I mean? So
no, that's
is
right.
that a similar sort of thing with you guys?
Yeah, look, I think painting's done very well for me, and it's created like so many opportunities, personally, professionally.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily painting, but like we spoke about before, it's the business aspect of it.
100%. Yeah.
So I think if you're good at business and you got your head screwed on, you know facts, like you know your data.
Yeah.
Data is so important. That's a big realization.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's scary how many people out there running businesses that don't look at data, and
you wonder how it even works when you don't, because now that you have the baseline things that help you make decisions, it makes your like heart beat fast.
Yeah.
That you're thinking like, how does that even work? Like, do you know that you're about to go out of business? Like,
well, how do you make a decision?
How do you make a decision?
A gut feel only gets you so far, and I think a lot of people are running on gut feels.
Can I say it's one of my bugbears, especially in Sydney. There's a lot of and even here, but I talk to a lot of painters in Sydney, and the conversations always end up in rates. And some of the numbers they tell me that they're charging, I'm thinking, how do you even pay for your petrol?
I know.
And I'm thinking, you record data? Do you know how much it costs for you to just wake up in the morning?
The answer to all that is no. They don't know, and they can't pay for petrol. Like they'll literally you're just prevented from doing this job eventually because you run out of money and you have to go get another job. Yeah. It's just how it is. So
the thing with that type of person is you try to help them and they think you're trying to do them wrong, or gee, you charge that much. Well,
you have to.
But the same scarcity mindset that doesn't make you open to help from other people is the same scarcity mindset of what the hell you need all that bullshit for? It's not revenue producing. I want to paint. That's where you make the money. It's not in this job costing or this other stuff. It's you don't understand. When you enter into the ring as a fighter, as a business owner, you now have to run a business whether you want to or not. That's not a thing you can choose to come in and out of. You need to do some basic functions.
Especially when you're responsible for other people's
Oh my God, even more so. Oh
my
God, if you don't do it, you're kind of a criminal. You're just fleecing these people. You're promising them all these wages and a job. One day you might show up with no money and say, "Oh, you just go home."
Yeah.
You have just altered humans' lives.
Yeah,
that is incredible. It's for
so
them,
scary.
for you, for everybody. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's round this thing out, guys. This is awesome. In the end, what do you want to say to everybody? What is the takeaways? What is the thing? Say something brilliant like you guys typically do in that wonderful accent. Chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese. Okay.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Yeah. No, look, it's been a wonderful week. Actually, it's been a wonderful week. I don't want it to end, but it's going to end tomorrow with a brilliant ball tonight.
Yep.
And hello to all my US friends.
Look, it's been, Nick, I just want to say thank you so much. It's like you
Grateful
guys had your arms open for me when I came to America. It was like there were so many people running and talking. I remember waking up one morning and just everybody's yelling out, "Hey, Travis!" And I'm like, "Oh, who the hell?"
I know everybody's like, "What? Where am I?"
Who was that? I remember. But no, you guys were lovely and so welcoming, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to return the favour. And yeah, we've created some awesome friendships. So
well, listen, man, nothing makes me happier than seeing you guys here on the first day, and then I wake up and go to the gym, and then Theo and Taz are there, and you're just like, we are all servant leaders. It's clear by the DAP and by PCA and things like we are going to serve others somehow. These programs allow us to serve at a very big level. It allows us to meet other people like us, and it gives us energy. And now we're serving internationally. Like, we're having these exchanges, and we're learning from each other, and we're taking things back. And like, I learned so many things from the run of show, and how you guys, just how professional the whole conference was, and how you guys think about strategy here, and how kind you are to one another. And likewise, when you come to the States, I'm sure you took stuff away, and it's phenomenal that we can do that, because again, with AI and social media, we can do Ask a Painter, we can do all this stuff. It's not the same as me sitting in on the strategy session and looking people in the face and listening to what they do. And I'll never forget that, and I'm going to take it back, and it will influence things in the United States.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Fantastic.
So good.
Fantastic.
Man, appreciate the hell out of you guys. Glad we're doing this together. And Australia is wild. I love it here. And yeah, we're going to have a great time, guys. So thanks for watching. Technically the 10th anniversary show. Glad to do it with these guys. And we will see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye. How many